The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has called for concerted efforts by stakeholders in addressing the root causes of conflicts in Nigeria. General Buratai was speaking at the opening of the two-day summit on terrorism, insurgency, and incidents of electoral violence in Nigeria, jointly organized by the African Union Development Agency and the Nigerian Army Resource Center.
The incidents, responses, and initiatives of various agencies involved in tackling the challenges require understanding by all stakeholders for the country to move forward. This seminar is therefore a commendable initiative in ensuring that collectively all stakeholders are able to formulate strategies to counter the scourge of terrorism, insurgency, and electoral violence for peace, security, and ultimately the development of the nation.
In his remarks, the chairman of panel of eminent persons of the African Peer Review Mechanism, APRM, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, called on political leaders to stop fanning the embers of hate for their own selfish interests.
In many ways, the sections of our national elite, the political elite, they are like the Bourbons of France. We seem to have learned nothing and forgotten nothing. Because if we have learned something, if we have forgotten something, we will not very flippantly be sounding the trumpets of war. We will not be calling iPod and all of that, believing that war is the solution to our problems. It is not. And I'm here speaking in the citadel of the military. The people who hate war the most are the soldiers and the generals, because they know and they witness the kind of destructiveness that comes from war. So we have to ensure that our political elite learn from history. They must stop fanning the embers of hatred and animosity and ethnicity for selfish political and financial ends, because such attitudes are not typical of nations that created strong national identity within its policy and among its people.
Participants and stakeholders all agreed that terrorism, insurgency, and electoral violence have been the major challenges bedeviling Nigeria's democracy, while calling on all to create the precondition for peace and development to thrive.
And you now go ahead to implement those recommendations, and then definitely we will reach the end of the road in having peace and security, and also having good governance in Nigeria and Africa at large.
NGOs, think tanks, traditional rulers, civil society, even religious leaders, all of us, and the citizens, we must say no to violence. If we, the citizens, say no to violence, we will not be bought, we will not be misused, we will not be used as thugs, particularly the youth. I think that's really how we can address the whole issue of electoral violence, whether in Kogi or anywhere else.
In order to silence the guns by 2020, words from summits like this must be transformed into concrete actions. From the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Abuja, Lawrence Audu, TVN News.